You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Okay, everyone. All right. So before we get underway, before we cover Miss Shayna, before we give all of our fair uses and et cetera, I want us to be careful. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched maybe the first 10 or so seconds. Um, Apparently, the some of those videos that many of you have watched over the past week or two, where black women are complaining about welfare, is AI generated. Now, we are in that era where you are actually going to have to start asking yourselves, do my eyes deceive me? And maybe, should I believe my lying eyes? Now, let's pause right there. We already know we have our issues with black women and some of their behavior. We know much of what we know they said. They actually said we have family members, friends, associates, friends of family that we've heard say certain things, act certain ways. With that, come to find out, maybe some of this stuff is AI generated. Some of the most incendiary language is AI generated, obviously created by some anti-black folks, we'll say. Um, and those anti-black folks, we got to be careful for. So I just want to make sure to say that before we get underway. And I just give a warning about this a few weeks ago. It was like, black women is going to make it real difficult for y'all to say y'all never spoke like this. I didn't. I saw this coming. I didn't think it was going to be this soon. Goddamn, right? So we're here now. Y'all be careful. And there's certain things you're going to really have to be like, I don't believe my lying eyes. And yes, you might not want to believe your lying eyes, right? No, the Shayna thing is real. The Shayna thing is real. That's definitely real. We've covered Shayna before. Yeah, Shayna is real. Yeah, Shayna is real. Um, but some of these other videos, y'all gotta be careful. Excalibur says, Prophet Z. I don't know if I'm a prophet. I don't think I'm a prophet. I think I I saw this coming, and I knew that you would find some wayward black men behind this, but really racist anti-black folks. I really think it's going to be anti-black Asian dudes and anti-black, of course, white men. You better believe it, right? You better believe it. So I knew this was going to happen. I knew these folks wanted excuses to do what they wanted to do anyway, wanted reasons to do what they wanted to do anyway. And what better than to have black women um talking crazy on the internet about what they're gonna do if they don't get their food stamps or SNAP. Black women saying, y'all better do for my kids. I have this many followers on whatever. So Breaking Points covered it. I only got about 10 seconds or so through it. I was listening to it as I was about to start the stream. So I only got about 10 seconds or so in. We might turn around and cover this. That might be the weekend stream, y'all. We'll see. That might be the weekend stream, everyone. So, we're going to spend, a couple minutes on that. Yeah, we're about to hit the 5-minute mark. So there you go. So I want, especially for black men, I want us to be careful, because this smells like somebody trying to play us out of our position. It'll be nothing for racist white folks or anti-black, whoever the hell's, to create these things. And I'm not saying that. I want to be careful. Some of these things might be real, and then because of the way it looked, they say it's AI, and then they create an AI version, and then it's very possible. Right now, everything's up in the air. Damn, Z, you sound like a whole Alex Jones tinfoil conspiracy theorist. I know. Um, but yes, I do believe that some of this might make black men look bad if we go out there jumping out the window, criticizing black women, and then come to find out it was some anti-black Asian dude, anti-black, obviously white guy creating these videos. And then you got black people, black men, all in the comments, making commentary like Z, speaking about these things, speaking about black women negatively, and then then black women get to do that. You see, every chance y'all get to do this and to talk about it like that, y'all do it. I want us to be careful. I can already see how this could play out. Uh, Mr. Z's been pretty good at deciphering the AI stuff. I've been pretty good, but I do think we're approaching that place where Mr. Z ain't gonna be as good anymore. Some of you tech bros, some of you tech guys, you brothers, some of y'all are even better than Z. But I think we're on that line now where even Mr. Z gonna have to start being like, okay, I need a second reference, a third reference, right? I really think we're gonna start needing to have a website where you could scan the video through and it'll tell you whether it's AI or not. But then how do we know that that's not even compromised? Huh? So yeah. L says Z suggesting we should question if this is the real Z. I've been creating video. Well, see, I was about to say there's a way for y'all to tell because I've been a content creator for some years now. But isn't that the catch? Can't AI um imitate your voice, your I guess y'all don't see my actual physical mannerisms, but my I guess my idiosyncrasies, and that's the catch, right? I would tell y'all, bro, I've been creating content, for years. Y'all could tell, but then that's the catch of AI is that it can imitate those exact same ways of the speech pattern, the ways of speaking, the pause. Y'all could tell the stumbling over words. That's the catch. That's hysterical. And Adrian says, only worry if Z is on time. Now, every once in a while, I'm about 5 or so minutes early. Every once in a while, it happens, Adrian. Every once in a blue, right? So we might cover that this weekend. Let me see if I can get some more materials. But yeah, we on the precipice, y'all. We're on the cusp, as the people would say. Okay, now we can get underway. So shout out to all of you who had the displeasure of clicking the link. Shout out to y'all. Y'all see the thumbnail. That thumbnail I'm gonna use for a lot because there's a lot of black women on that type of time, right? So, and yes, it's suffer in silence for my gender war. And shout out to Louis for the thumbnail. Yeah, exactly. Suffer in silence for my gender war. Uh, so we will get underway. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. And there's a reason, Miss Shayna, why I'm covering this, right? Because I don't think you appreciate how much your average black woman is out here struggling. They out here lonely. They're tired of the fake community talk and the leaning on other black women talk and they're tired of it. And so I have some oldies but goodies that I had to, dig up from earlier this year that we might have played earlier this year. Shout out to the content creators. I got some stuff from Destro. I think I got some stuff from Shay Sade. Shout out to Shay Sade. Shout out to Destro. Maybe the gender score. I'm not 100% sure. I might have got some stuff from him too. So we, as we're speaking, just remember that the ladies are out here in the struggle. So what's the new term, y'all? What we gonna call it? Struggle stoic? Stoic struggle? Well, I think stoic struggle is sound better. The stoic struggle, right? Or struggle stoicism, maybe, where you gotta pretend like you okay and you keeping a stiff upper lip, but you dying inside. Huh? Yikes. So let me play one where I think the young lady goes right to it. So shout out to her, and then we'll get underway with Shayna. And here y'all go.
Another night going home alone. This single life is ass. And don't get under my post talk about some. Just focus on yourself, love yourself, date yourself. I don't want to hear that shit. I really don't. I'm tired of it. Stop trying to tell me to mask my desires for being with someone else, that I should just be with myself. I've been with myself. I'm always going to be with myself. Like, it's me and her to the end of time. Like, stop it. Like, after a long day of work, I just be wanting to lay down. I want to cuddle. I want to tell my man about my day. I just want to hug. Like, damn. Like, it don't even be about all the other stuff y'all be talking about. It just be the simple things that you miss the most. Like, that's really it. Like, it's not even like, it just be the simple things. That's all I'm going to say. So just be grateful if you got somebody and you got a hug today. Because you know what?
I don't need no man.
And shout out to Destro. Shayna, as we cover your coverage, cover her coverage, just keep that video in mind. The ladies hear you. They hear you with the keep the line, right? Ladies, right? They hear you with the talk, Shayna. Huh? And the ladies are tired of faking like they're okay. And that, by the way, all of these clips that Mr. Z is gonna play are all before this shutdown of the government, and with all of these black women losing their federal jobs for those of them that have in recent months, et cetera, et cetera. I'm playing these clips to emphasize the thumbnail: suffer in silence for my gender war. And there's a lot of women on that type of time. Kim Foster's on that type of time. Shayna's on that type of time. Chrissy's on that type of time. Huh? Shira Seven's on that type of time. Definitely, what's her name? Sovereign Woman, Sovereign Black Woman's on that type of time. Mahogany Pink was on that type of time. She hasn't made content in, I don't know, 3 some odd years now. Paris Milan is on that type of time. Divested Zealot is on that type of time. There's a number of those women. They want black women. If they could, they would rather black women suffer in silence for their gender war against black men in specific. Fake stoic, fake stiff upper lip, huh? And suffer in silence. Yikes. So here we go once again. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. And we'll get underway.
Watch this video, then we'll talk.
Man, I'm really glad that these food stamps are being taken away, because, you know, that shit was, all that government assistance shit was designed to keep the black man out of the household anyway. That was the incentive. Don't have a man in the house, and these women get to have the government assistance. All that money in food stamps, feeling like they don't need a man. I'm glad that food stamps still gone. Now the average guy that makes $40,000 to maybe $50,000 a year, it will be appreciated and loved on more now. Yeah, all that $100,000 stuff, yeah, that stuff ain't never made sense. You know what I'm saying? It's possible for a man to make that, but the average guy ain't making it. Maybe the average guy can get some love now, man. Thank you, Trump. The average man can get some love now. But these women, man, have become so delusional over these past few years, it don't even make no sense, man. I'm glad they're taking these food stamps away. I'm 100%, like, I'm really utterly, and I'm in bliss right now. Like, I'm glad they're taking it away. Maybe the average man can get some love now. Yeah. Go text Bob the electrician back, love. He waiting on you, and he gonna treat you right.
So this is going to be a 2-part conversation. The first part of this.
Okay, so I want to pause after his commentary to say this. Mr. Z is not going to celebrate, and nor have I celebrated, particularly on my channel, have I celebrated women or families being kicked off a SNAP or any type of government assistance, right? There was a time when Mr. Z was unemployed and I needed that government assistance. And the second Mr. Z got a chance to get off, I got off and I haven't looked back. That's been years. And dare I say it, we're doing pretty okay right now in life, right? With that, appreciate what the brother said at the end When he said Bob the Builder, essentially, he waiting for you and he gonna treat you right. So I want y'all to remember that as y'all hear Shayna talk. Everything that brother said towards the beginning. The women act, Shayna, women like you, the problem is that you're too smart to play so dumb. Or are you actually dumb? He spoke about women's delusion. At the end, he wrapped his statement up in a pretty bow, emphasizing that essentially Bob the Builder, whatever term he used, is waiting for you. He go treat you right. Doesn't necessarily sound like someone who's just recklessly celebrating the downfall of black women. That doesn't sound like that. That sounds like someone who appreciates that much of the reason why everyday black women sound like Shayna, why they're earning $32,000 a year, is because they're living off of certain subsidies and taxpayer dollars that make their 32 feel like 55. And so they then turn around and look down on the $45,000 a year, $50,000 a year man, particularly black men. Shayna, as you're listening to this, remember this, Shayna. The median income, individual income in America is $43,000 a year. That means for black people, we know it might be a bit less, but particularly for black women, Shayna, I'm going to say this to you. It's something I've said to a bunch of female content creators and commentators, black ones in particular. Most black women can't afford your gender war. They literally do not earn enough, Shayna. When I say they can't afford your gender war, I want you to appreciate that's not just a figure of speech. They cannot literally financially afford your gender war. We're not even speaking about the loneliness yet, the horniness yet. We're not speaking about the feelings of vulnerability, the none of that yet. We're not speaking of any of that. Someone to confide in. We're not speaking of any of that. Financially, they can't afford it, Shayna. And there's no amount of leaning on your girlfriends and leaning on your friends in your network and community that can make up for it. There's no amount. Thank you, Trill. Oh, crap. Oh, god damn. I pressed the wrong button, y'all. God damn it, Trell. I'm sorry. Damn it, Trell. I banned Trell, y'all. Jeez, every single time. My apologies, Trell. My apologies. Trell probably still in. Trell, do you know how to get? He got himself back last time. I don't know what he did. My apologies, Trell. Ah, damn it. I'm sorry, Trell. That's what I get because we kind of reckless right now. So, I'm just trying to make sure I ain't going to incriminate myself. So my apologies, Trell. Hopefully Trell could get it back somehow. Exactly. Free Trell. And I'm the one who messed up. But so, let's appreciate and thank you, Indigo. And Indigo said he got it. Yeah. So appreciate this, Miss Shayna. You may not like the way it sounds, but it is a reset because everyday black women, in particular, been living vicariously through you. They can't afford your crap anymore. Let's actually correct that. They could never have afforded this. Let's be very clear. Black women's independence has been bolstered by the largesse of the U.S. government. That means American taxpayer dollars. Huh? And a monopoly on black men, the first right of refusal. All of that's going away. Shayna, black women don't earn enough. Black women don't earn it. Once again, Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S., Shayna. They can't afford your crap, Shayna. Your borderline political lesbianism, as Mr. Z says, your political singleness, the thumb in the eye to black men, they can't afford it. Sounds nice, sounds empowering. Oh, it sounds empowering, yeah. Talking crazy to black men, all the slick, snarky talk, yeah, all of that sound nice. being smug, yeah, all of that sound nice, and it sounds and it feels empowering to tell black men and to call black men all type of dusties or some type of synonym for dusties. All that sound nice, huh? But black women can't afford it anymore. They could never have afforded it. Now they really can. Now what you gonna do, Shayna? Oh, I forgot. Shayna's traveling the world. Shayna's traveling the world. I covered. This is the same young lady I covered. What? Sometime last year, or maybe earlier this year. That was in Spain, huh? I've covered Shayna a couple of times now. Once again, Shayna, this is a term I use often. Shayna, the outliers are doing too much talking. Women like you, black women in specific, like you, are doing way too much talking because you can financially afford to do all that talking. You can financially afford to hype black women up and to be antagonistic to black men, to stick the middle finger up to black men, to be mean, rude, snarky, and dismissive to black men. All that sound nice, Shayna, because you could do it. Most black women, they're going to engage in that, but they can't financially afford it. We're not even going to mention, once again, everything else. Yeah. Yikes. And thank you, Indigo. Indigo says Trell said pseudo stoicism doesn't sound predatory. Exactly. And then I know Trell listens to. Well, I hope Trell's still listening. My apologies, Trell. Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know because I don't know how Trell got back last time, or was it just I did a new stream and then he was back. So I just wanted to break down what the brother was saying earlier, and now we're gonna get underway with Shayna's commentary, right? And let's continue.
Conversation will be addressing directly the video that we just saw. There's another video that I would have loved to post right after that one, where there was a woman encouraging other women to open themselves up to being pygmies. Because in her words, and I'm paraphrasing, I think that she was booed off of the internet and then deleted every trace of this. I should have been faster, should have saved it anyway. Shayna. But yeah, she was basically being like, well, this is what women get for not appreciating men. Yikes, right? But for now, let us just wait. Do I have it saved? I couldn't find it. It's okay. We're moving forward. We will still talk about her and the other pygmies that feel similarly to her as I paraphrase what she has said. But for now, let's focus on this halitosis-ridden, hairlineless having, patchy bearded, just truly. You look at him and you feel itchy. You know for a fact that the human cheese that has just filled up his belly button, that truly the last time that he probably cleaned it was also the last time he probably read a book. To clean that out, he's probably going to have to crack it with a spoon like a creme brulee. It's not fun.
Okay, Miss Shayna, I get it. Miss Shayna come down a long line of that weirdo, corny but smart, but think they're funny, kind of nerdy, smart girl, kind of bell hooks, Oprah joke stuff, right? That Terry McMillan, like they're witty, they're smart, but they're not as funny as they think they are, right? And they kind of corny, but they think they saying something. And other black women laugh because it's supposed to be a joke, but not because it's necessarily funny. Like it once again, Miss Shayna, it sound nice. You know, you doing your whole petty thing. We're supposed to. Oh wait, this is the point where we're supposed to do our 5 chuckles on cue, right? Yeah, there you go. Huh? The courtesy laugh. This is when we're supposed to do the courtesy laugh. Huh? Yikes. Okay, I got you, Trill. I got you. But yeah, let me play the rest of this and then I'll do it. Give me a second, yo. Let's get underway. Yeah, because I gotta mute up for a second. So let's do that and then I'll make Trill a moderator again. Here we go.
These are the kinds of men, the kinds of predators, dare I say, not predators in the way of, no, actually, no, yes, predators, who benefit and look forward to the struggles, the subjugation of women, because they feel like the only way that they could have access to women, to their bodies, to their labor, to their presence, to the energy that they so excitedly want to harvest, is for those women that know that they don't want them. They don't want we don't want these men. We don't, yikes, right? The only way that these kinds of men can get access, that they feel they can get access to them, is if these women are so subjugated, have had all of their resources stripped away, are so desperate for help, are truly on the verge of starvation, on the verge of medical crisis, on the verge of, they said, good. Now I can get some coochie. These men love a woman who has nowhere else to go, who feels trapped, who might be trapped because of the system, because of systemic injustices. They love that. He dared say, thank you, Massa. Thank you, Massa, for putting these women in a situation so dire that they might give me some coochie. Now, men...
I love that framing, Miss Shayna. So it's about desperation, or is it about level setting the conversation where you don't get to live? You want to talk about Massa? You don't get to live off of Massa's dollar talking down to black men. How about that? I love the framing. So it's thank you, Massa, for humbling the women. Or is it you and other women like you? Well, maybe not you, Miss Shayna. It looks like you're doing pretty okay in life. But other black women who said, Massa, keep on funding me so I can keep on looking down on those black men. Oh, you gotta love how these women frame this. You want to talk about Massa talk as a black woman, Miss Shayna? Miss Shayna, you want to talk about Massa talk? Huh? Let me get this right. A couple years ago, we covered which bank was it? It was in Morgan Stanley. It was which one? That wanted to give different black women some $10 billion. Huh? Miss Shayna, you want to talk about Massa, white banks giving black women $10 billion. For what, Miss Shayna? Oh. So we could continue the BS where we have the Miss Shaynas talking like, well, Miss Shayna. Lowering birth rate in the black community continues. Lowering marriage rate in the black community, continues. Black women that really don't have too much to show for it, except for maybe a baby luxury car, maybe a house worth a damn, maybe a condo worth a damn, possibly. Miss Shayna, I know you as a black woman ain't talking about Massa talk. Miss Shayna, when you were in Spain, who were you getting deed down by? Oops. Was it not a white Spaniard? It could have been a brother. I know there's a couple of black men that live in Spain. Miss Shayna, who was it? You want to talk about Massa talk, Miss Shayna? Sounding the way you do? Huh? It was Goldman Sachs. Thank you, KMS. Goldman Sachs, $10 billion. Yeah, so the Shaynas of the world could keep on sounding like the Shaynas of the world. Contributing what exactly to the world other than gender warring nonsense packaged as empowerment for black women? Miss Shayna, this coven, this borderline political lesbianism crap y'all be pushing, not enough black women want to sign up for this crap that you talking. It sound good? Huh? It sound good? It's always some I'm single, I'm good talk. I'm probably gonna get a strike for that one. Huh? Probably gonna get a strike for that one. Oh, that sound good, Miss Shayna. They're always speaking like this. No matter how much other black women struggle, y'all impress on them and stress on them to hold the line. And thank you for whoever corrected me earlier. To hold the line. Play stoic while you struggle in silence. Because nothing, and this is an oldie but a goodie, nothing drives the Shaynas of the world, the Kim Fosters of the world, and the Chrissies of the world. Nothing drives them crazier then obviously uppity black men, and I use the word uppity black men on purpose because that's how they think of us. Uppity black men, but maybe a really close second as a black woman. Well, that sounds like this.
Come on, I'll do 50-50. Come on. What all bills you want me to pay? And what you paying? Or we doing half of everything? Babe, you cook tonight? Or am I cooking? Babe, you ain't take the garbage out. I'll go ahead on and take it out. Babe, I'm finna fill up my car. I'm already at the gas station. Babe, your car need gas. I'm already at the gas station. I'll put it in. You ain't got to worry about it. Babe, you in my car. Just make sure you put gas. I got you. It's already taken. Let me be stupid. Yeah. Come on, 50-50. Come on. Come on. Because I ain't getting it now. So come on. I'm tired of being by myself and doing everything by myself. I'm tired of being strong. I'm tired of being an alpha woman. I'm tired of being masculine. I am tired. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bring it on. What all you want me to do? What all you need me to do? What's up? What's good? You need your clothes ironed? That's already done. What's up? We washing clothes? That's already done. We don't wash dishes because we're using paper plates and paper cups and forks. Because I ain't washing dishes. That's one thing I'm not doing, is washing dishes. Because I clean as I cook anyway. For me to get up with a full stomach and go wash some damn dishes, I ain't doing it.
Shout out to Ms. Z. Look, I'll take the trade. If you if you're cooking and ironing clothes, I'll wash it. I don't got no problems. Sounds fair to me. But Mashana can't take it though. Mashana said no. Struggle in silence. Suffer in silence. Ain't that right, Mashana? Ain't that what you saying? Huh? Meanwhile, the young ladies are telling you how much it cost them. It's too much. It's too much.
I am tired of the amount of gaslighting us single people have to go through. Because let's be honest, a lot of the things that our friends in relationships can get for free, we have to pay for. And there's no amount of self-love or therapy that can kind of circumvent the frustration that being single is very expensive. Because if, an example, I am sick, I don't have anyone who can cook for me. My friend can ask her boyfriend to cook for her. I have to DoorDash something. If I need help moving something in my house, I need to go find someone and pay that person to come over and move it. Well, my friend can just ask her partner. And all those things just add up. If you lose your job, you have someone who can help you with rent. If you are having like financial trouble or health trouble, you now need to like disclose that to your family or friends, which might be embarrassing, or you can tell your one husband or your wife to help you through that. It is so frustrating to have to go through so many things alone and make these really big decisions, hard decisions completely by myself. I have my friends, I have my family, I love them, I can lean on them, but maybe I don't want to tell them all about my finances. Maybe I don't want to have to over-explain my entire health condition to them. Maybe I just need someone to help me with a real quick task that I don't want to have to pay someone or wait for someone to drive across town to come help me. And it is so frustrating because we're told that, being single is great. And it's really great when compared to an unhealthy relationship. But being single is not always better than having a healthy relationship. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to go hop into a relationship with a man just so I can have someone. But I do think we need to be honest that being single, while it can be really great, is also very impractical sometimes.
I want y'all to appreciate that young lady, everything she was saying at the end, that whole disclaimer at the end, that was not for us. As a matter of fact, the entire video was not for men. It wasn't for black men. It wasn't for men. This video was for the women like Miss Shayna. This video was for Kim Foster. This video was for Shayna. It was for Mahogany Pink. It was for Paris Milan. That's who this video was for. Huh? Notice a trend here. It's women telling you, stop telling me to love on myself. Stop telling me to lean on the network, on the homegirls, on the community of other black women. Huh? Yikes. That's 2 videos out of 3 so far that I've played where the women are saying, stop telling me to lean on community. the network, the all girls trip, the girls brunch. I have more where the women are straight up saying that because of the women like Miss Shayna. Huh? Because of women like Miss Shayna.
Men
Continuing.
like him, not just men like him, but you know what? I made a video where I was talking about the gradients of what it means to be a good guy. I can't remember where it is. If I find it, I'll tag it right up there. But the ones that either feel this way, sympathize with men that feel this way, are non-vocal about men that feel this way, all of those icky yuckies within the gradient of who is a good guy and who's a bad guy. None of these men seem to fully understand that we don't need them in a society that is functioning fully.
I like how I like the disclaimers. You see the qualifiers? We don't need them in a society that's functioning fully. What does a society that's functioning fully look like, Miss Shayna? One where we kiss your ass and subsidize you so that you can look down on other men, particularly black men? Have fun with that. White men got something for that ass, Miss Shayna. You better keep your ass out the country. Miss Shayna, you want to know one of the reasons why black women going through it right now? Because they think like you and they can afford to travel outside the country. Huh? We don't need you in a society that's functioning correctly, essentially is what she said, right? Yeah. Oh, that sound nice. Oh, don't that sound nice? And utopian. Oh, that sound nice. Let's take, and this is why white conservative men, the racist ones, this is why they're able to play their brethren and sisterin against you every single time. Because all they need is for you, Miss Sheena, to open your mouth. Because you know what they hear when they hear you talk? Oh, you go take my tax dollars so that we could subsidize your adventurous ass so you could be out here thoughting it up, doing whatever you want to do, working wherever you want to work. And when I say that, appreciate what I'm saying is working wherever you want to work that doesn't pay enough for you to live the way you want to live. And then I'm supposed to make up for it with my tax dollars. That's what white men hear when they hear you talk. When the white conservatives, mainly the racist ones, hear you talk, Miss Shayna, that's what they hear. A society is functioning correctly. What does that look like, Miss Shayna? Huh? And Trell says the society can't function without these men doing work. And Miss Shayna, look, the Shaynas of the world, they're not around blue collar men. They're not around the men that maintain the physical infrastructure. So they talk this crap, not appreciating it's men that keep the highway from collapsing while she's driving over it. It's men who keep the roads paved and making sure the tunnels are that you could walk over the tunnels or drive over the tunnel. It's men that make sure that when you're walking on the sidewalk that you don't fall through it, Miss Shayna. That's men. Men are the ones that make sure that that bus you got on don't explode while you're driving on it. That's men. The same men that women like you look down on. It's men that make sure that the park you're walking through, the grass is cut, it's nicely edged, and that way, if something's in the grass, like a snake, like a snake, you could see it. It's men that go around picking up the trash, mainly, making sure that wherever you are looks nice and neat. It's men. Huh? The Miss Shaynas of the world, with their nose so far up the air, it's catching Boeing 747s. Now we know where the Boeing Max planes are going. Huh? Why she look down on things, on people, on black men? Huh? The Miss Shaynas of these fake ass high acidity nose in the air. What did you do for the world, ass women? What have you done for anyone other than pop crap on the internet? Oh, I forgot. You encourage other black women, women in general, black women specifically, to travel outside the country. Yeah, freedom. Yeah, so they could be the bust down for some Spanish guy in Spain. Yeah, yeah. The little sexual play. Look, you got done so dirty. You decide to go celibate, Miss Shayna? Isn't that you? Yeah, because other black women should follow in your footsteps. Man, the nameless protagonist was so 100% right when he was speaking about the hive model and how many of these women are going to be non-reproducing, just worker bees, being encouraged by the fake ass queen bees like Miss Shayna. Bum ass. Huh? All that sound nice and it sounds empowering. We cover things like this because I want people to appreciate when you're coming across these black women, particularly the college educated ones, particularly the snooty ones, whether they have a man or not, they're listening to the women like Miss Shayna, like Kim Foster, with this fake ass empowerment talk. This is what the fake ass empowerment talk result to. A woman that swears she's saying something new. Miss Shayna, what are you saying that Bell Hooks didn't say? That Terry McMillan didn't say? Huh? You ain't learned yet? Oh, that sounds nice and it sounds empowering for you and other black women like you. And the vast majority of black women are not like you. They can't afford this crap. But you're going to keep on selling it though. Because it feels empowering. Delusion feels empowering. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't the brother say something about delusion in the beginning of the clip? Maybe that's why you decided to cover it, Miss Shayna. I'm covering you because I want everybody to know what women like you sound like. You covered that brother so that you can show how black men sound and try to flip it like it's something negative. When all he was saying is, yeah, let's level set the conversation. Now that black women can't live off of the largesse of the society and everybody else's tax dollars. Are you going to keep that middle finger up? And the machiners of the world said, yep, until the grave. Continuing.
Fully, where we have rights. Like, sure, some people might still want to be partnered with it, which would be a nice to have, as we are not subjugated, as we are getting higher education, making better salaries. As of right now, women own more homes than men in the United States. Like, as all of these things happen, it's like, oh, okay, a good guy would be nice to. So men like
Miss Shana, that sound nice. Women do own more homes than men in America, including black women owning more homes. Here's the question, Miss Shana. Have you ever considered that men don't see a point in having a home if they don't have a family? You said home too. You messed up because you should have said house. I thought Luther Vandross told us a house is not a home. Damn, so you see how you did that? I know, smooth, right? I know. You messed up when you said home, Miss Shana. It's not a home. Ain't no family in there. You mean a house. No? I got you, Els. I got you. I'll check it out. And let me read this one now, I guess. And Els Active says, and shout out to Els Active out of the UK. And Els says, Z, did you check out my email with Dr. Danny S? She corroborates your political singleness theory. Yeah, so I clicked it. It's in my history. And I want to say, is that the same doctor that Passport OG covered earlier today? And what was that yesterday? That might have been yesterday. Passport OG covered, because I clicked on another video from her, maybe 2 or 3 days ago. No, that was longer than that. And it's in my history, and I was supposed to get around to it, and it looked like Passport OG beat me to the punch, and he used a bit of it in his commentary from either today or yesterday. So yeah, so I'll go back and I'll check it out. I got you, Els, and I might cover it. And yeah, but I think Passport OG beat me to the punch. I want to say that's the same PhD. I want to say that, but yeah. So thank you for the super chat, Els. Thank you for the super chat. So yeah, once again, the Miss Shaynas of the world, everyone. Ah, so let's continue with this, and I'm gonna read the rest of the super chats. I'm gonna read the second super chat in a minute. Else, here we go.
Regardless of how much money or how many like government benefits you are not getting, they're not, women will not be flocking to you, period. There is community that is being made where women are creating resources, women, queer people, people that are focused on community. And
Y'all thought I was joking when I used to say community. Y'all thought I was joking. For all of my subscribers, shout out to the replay gang. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Thank you button and hype button. For the replay gang. Shout out to the replay gang. Y'all thought I was joking and playing when I said community. Miss Shayna, what community? What community, Miss Shayna? Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S., Miss Shayna. The least wealthy in the U.S. You can't make up with that for that with a bunch of coal-munching political lesbians, even if y'all not engaging in the same-sex loving part of the relationship. There's a reason why Mr. Z says coven, coal-munching coven. It ain't gonna work, Miss Shayna. Did you forget that your foremothers tried that? The Combahee River Collective, y'all, wait, they tried this more than once, Miss Shayna, particularly black women. It always fails. Miss Shayna, you could go to, oh, wait, ooh, what's that example you about to use, Z? Miss Shayna, you could go to almost any hood in America. It's mainly ran by black women. It's a food desert. Maybe not that much opportunity. Children running amok. Miss Shayna, community, right? Women like you don't live around. Women like you are in your ivory towers, huh? Encouraging these women to stay single, don't get on a man's program, keep the faith, hold the line. And what do these women have to show for it? Except for a bunch of empowerment talk and worshiping at the altar of negative liberty? What do they have to show for it, Miss Shayna? Other than a like button, well, women like you have something to show for it. What do those women have to show for it other than liking your videos? What do they have to show for it? Huh? Y'all are the worst. Y'all are bad actors. Miss Shayna, women like you are bad actors. Period. Period. Continuing. Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up earlier. Miss Shayna, when this is Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S., appreciate the article actually says childless and single Black women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. Miss Shayna, that's the women you're describing. Mainly women like you, Miss Shayna. See, you're okay. That's why I say the outliers are doing too much talking. You are okay, Miss Shayna. Last time I checked, Miss Shayna doesn't have a child. I don't think she's ever been married. She's traveling the world. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But the women like you, most of them are not. They're not doing okay. They're actually struggling. And here you are with your outlier ass doing all this talking. Single and childless Black women have the least amount of wealth in the U.S., Miss Shayna. Uh-oh. So Black women can own more homes than Black men. But it's not homes, it's a house. You gonna say it again, Z? You know I'm gonna say it again. Luther Vandross told us a house is not a home. If nobody's in there, if nobody there, what you mean? Home ain't no home, it's a house. Women own more homes. You mean own more houses? More house? More okay, fine. Single women own more houses than men, but once again, Men do the calculus. We don't just want a status symbol of owning a house. If we don't have a family, what's the point of having the house and paying for what, 2 and 3 extra rooms? You got a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage house. You got 1 car and it's just you. Okay, yeah, that's it. Your mom doesn't live with you. Your father doesn't live with you. You don't have any siblings living with you. No nieces and nephews living with you. No cousins living with you. It's just you in a 3-bedroom house, 2-car garage, nice lawn. Just for what? Huh? Yeah. Sounds nice, Miss Shayna. Continuing.
Focused on community and not trying to get resources, even bodies being considered a resource, which is such a slavery mentality. Like, that's the people that are community focused.
Even bodies being considered a resource is such slavery mentality. She's right, but she's wrong though. Ooh. But bodies are a resource, ma'am. Miss Shayna, but bodies are a resource. You know, Mr. Z likes thinkers. Mr. Z would like to consider himself a thinker. I think, therefore I am type talk. Yes, people that are thoughtful, people that think, that ponder, that even pontificate. Mr. Z is okay with pontificating, right? With that, people, women like you, Miss Shayna, get so beside yourself that you forget the physical, the body. Yes, your body is a resource. You damn right. But women like you have your nose so far up in the air that satellites are getting stuck in there, Mr. Z Ramen. But the body is a resource. Slavery mentality. I mean, like, we appreciate that the slave masters did see the slave's body as a resource. You're right about that. But your body is a resource. It is. Does that make you cringe, Miss Shayna? Those of you that fashion yourselves so smart, so elite, right? You're so intelligent, you're so aware that you've never really sat down and considered, is your body a resource? So you just stay in your bubbles. I'm pretty sure you're an internet junkie like Z. So you just stay in those same echo bubbles, and it's just women like you, and y'all pontificate and blow smoke up each other's ass all day, and you never considered that the body is a resource. Your body is a resource. Because you think you're so above it. These are the weirdos, y'all. I'm pretty sure her and Miss Foster would be the best of friends, and then they'll end up falling out. But yeah. Continuing.
We're not thinking that way. We're not moving that way. So we will not be moving towards men that think, oh, well, I got $40,000 now. What are you going to do for that? Nothing. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. And then on the other side, for the women that feel like,
But black men are leaving black women alone. Miss Shayna, black women's marriage rate, remember, marriage equals stability, or at least marriage symbolizes stability. Black women's marriage rate is 28% projected to go down to 26% in the next few years. Black men's marriage rate is 36% projected to go up to 40% in the next few years. That means black men are marrying black women and non-black women, and black women are marrying. You see, you still there? I'm still here. And black women are marrying. Yeah. Once again, black and Latina women who never marry have the least amount of wealth in America. Miss Shayna, I don't know. See what you're saying? It sounds empowering. It sounds good. Now y'all see what Mr. Z says. It sounds good. It sounds good. Basis in any reality. Aren't you supposed to be the smart one? Huh? You're supposed to be the smart one. Continuing.
Like, oh, well, you know what? Now, all you women that were like, oh, I don't need a man, I don't need a man. No, now look at you. Don't have any SNAP benefits. Now you're going to be hungry. Bet you're going to appreciate that man now. First of all, whatever Smeagol you're trying to get picked by, I'm sure he's outside under a bush rubbing those two rings together, hoping that you could come and scrub him down. Like, why would you?
And there y'all go, everyone. If you want to know why so many women, and I think I still, who had it saved? I have it somewhere in my community post. I'm gonna have to. Oh man, this is like a year and a half old. So I'm gonna be scrolling for a minute. Where women, particularly black women, tell you why they don't post their husbands and they don't post their man, and it's because of women like Miss Shayna, who are calling other women, black women, pygmies. Miss Shayna, they're tired of your gender war. They can't take it anymore, Mr. Z-Rock.
Personally, I am done with all women-centered events in 2025. The women empowerment brunches, lunches, the ladies' nights, I'm just gonna take a pause. Like, I need enough. I have my sisterhood. Of course, I'm open to making new friends, but there's other ways to do that and to spend my money. Like, where's the...
Miss Shayna, she's asking you, where's the men? Where's the black men? She said, where's the... Huh? Miss Shayna, you calling women like her pick me? Shayna, she can't take it anymore. Your gender war is costing her, Miss Shayna. It's definitely costing her money because men subsidize women. Yes, even black men subsidize black women. It's costing her that itch being scratched. You could tell she need that itch scratch. She need that itch scratch bad, Miss Shayna. I don't see her as being a woman that likes other women, Miss Shayna. Can you help her, Miss Shayna? No, you can't. All you could give her is fake ass empowerment language, Miss Shayna. Miss Shayna, she says she's tired of the empowerment brunches. She's tired of women like you, Miss Shayna. Oh, but yet she's not the only one. Uh-oh.
Whatever reason, I'm just not allowed to experience love from another person. And yes, although, I don't have that, there are other areas of my life that are flourishing, like my YouTube channel and friendships, and it's giving me opportunity to pour into those friendships and pour into myself, which I think are equally as important. But I think people tend to forget that platonic love doesn't replace romantic love. And so as much as I am fulfilled by, my friendships and, relationships with my family and things like that, it still doesn't replace that desire that I have deep down for something more. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to suppress. It's a hard thing to put on the back burner, and not knowing how long I'm gonna be in this season scares me a little bit. And it also scares me to know that it may not ever happen. That it may not ever happen. And so it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm making much sense in this video.
Yeah. Miss Shayna. Miss Shayna, do you hear that? That young lady is tearing. She's crying out for help. And women like you have what for her? What's your answer, Miss Shayna, to women like that? To young women. She's young, Miss Shayna. What do you have for her, Miss Shayna, other than fake ass empowerment talk? Huh? What you gonna tell her to grab a passport and go travel the world and go get pogo sticked in by white European men? Huh? Take a trip to Jamaica for a week and Let Dexter St. John take care of that. What's your answer to women like that, Miss Shayna? You don't got an answer, Miss Shayna. You don't have an answer. You don't have one, huh? You're gonna encourage her with what? More fake ass empowerment talk? The women are telling you they can't take it anymore. By the way, once again, all of the videos Mr. Z is playing is before government shutdown. It's before all of these women and just people being let go by the federal government. These these videos are a year old, 6 months old, 2 years old. The one constant is the machinas of the world encouraging women, particularly black women, to stay single for their quote unquote peace. And then the women finally break and they crack, and well, they sound like that young lady. And Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And El Active says, lower status women submitting to elite women's standards at reproductive cost that only the elite can afford. I've said this before. She says intersex competition and elite women are engaging in reproductive suppression. I agree. I 100% agree. As a matter of fact, we've spoken about this before, but somebody brought this up months ago. Months ago. And I don't know if they might have watched this interview before or if this is something they were speculating. You know what? I want to say it was Socrates. Shout out to Black Socrates. Socrates was the one who brought it up months ago. I remember Socrates. Shout out to Socrates. I remember Black Socrates. He might have watched the interview before. He might have read the book that she wrote or whatever, or he might have, came upon some information, or he might have just came to that realization on his own. But yeah, if I recall correctly, Black Socrates spoke on this a few months. I told you I'll be listening. I'll be listening. I know it'd be chaotic on the panel days. Mr. Z, pause. Mr. Z got to juggle goddamn 9 people. Sometimes 8, 7 people, however many people on the panel. But I try my hardest to catch what y'all are saying. The only time I really don't, if I'm preoccupied, once again, if it's a reckless stream. Right now we're not reckless. Don't put it in the comments anyway. And then I try to go back when I have the time. The comments are a little bit more difficult because first, you already know reckless stream, so I can't see all the comments, right? Number one. Number two, even when I catch my own replay, first, long ass stream, but secondly, catching all the streams for 7 hours on a panel discussion. Jesus, right? Let's have the panel up for 5 hours. That's a lot of comments, y'all. That's a lot of comments. So, but once again, shout out to all my subscribers, and shout out to all of you guys for being here right now, all the listeners right now. So yeah, Els, yeah, no, I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing, right? Women's idea of solidarity is getting them all the way messed up. Women's idea of solidarity with other women is getting them all the way messed up. Miss Shayna be an example of how you get messed up listening to women like Miss Shayna, who has the money and the wherewithal to be traveling around the world. Black women, how many of you first have the education, then the money to be traveling around the world? Then if too many of you are doing it, how many people are going to let you house sit just to take care of their dogs or whatever machine is doing to get by? How many of you can get a degree in English so you can teach at some school in Spain or in Portugal or wherever the hell, teaching English for 2-3 years? How many of you? Then you got to learn that language too, by the way, more than likely. Huh? Do you want to be a black woman in the Middle East? Huh? Too many black women in South Korea and in Japan are saying they're not getting the attention like that. Would Miss Shayna tell you that? No. Does Miss Shayna know this? I put money she does. Huh? Continuing.
Why would you fix your mouth to come onto the internet to be like, ooh, you know what, women? You know what, women? Sure, you're in a dire situation right now. Sure, a lot of you are moms who are getting no support from the men that you impregnated you, which also your fault, not me saying this. People that are like, but you know what you could definitely use right now? A different man. Duh. If you were smarter, you would just find a different man. Jump scare? I don't know about y'all, but let me know in the
Miss Shayna, have you ever considered that that's one of black women's biggest issues is that they just can't find a different man? Miss Shayna, have you ever considered for a second, delusional ass, that black women don't got nowhere else to go? Have you ever considered that for the most part, if black men ain't messing with black women don't have nowhere else to go. That's it. It's done.
Black women do not be having the options that they say they got. And before you jump in my comments, no, I don't have a man. No, I don't have options. Okay, so I beat you to it. There you go. I already beat you to it. So if that's all.
Don't you do it! Don't you! I got nowhere else to go! I got nowhere else to go!
Shayna, Miss Shayna. So let me get this right. I'm not speaking about black women's weight or even their attitude right now, Miss Shayna. I'm simply speaking about the anti-blackness. Have you never heard of the Afro-pessimists? The anti-blackness in this society on this planet. So black women could just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, just pick a man. So let me get this right. The same men that won't hire black women, the same white men that celebrate seeing black women in the struggle, those same white men would do anything with a black woman except more than just pipe. That's what you're saying. Huh? Moment, y'all. You know one of the funniest things in the world is like sitting in the car, watching a woman pass you. She looks in the car, she sees that there's a man in the car, and then that walk get a little bit more sway to it. Miss Shayna, they're starving. Miss Shayna, homegirl. So wherever I go, I'm back in this car guy thing, right? And so it like almost never fails, y'all. It like almost never fails. I ain't gonna say that it like never fails. I won't say it never fails, but it almost never fails. Whether she's into you or not, she could look at me and think Mr. Z is the ugliest person she ever seen in her life. It don't matter. Look, she look in the car. She go, look, that whatever walk she had going on, that walk gonna get a whole lot more sway to it. It's hysterical, Miss Shayna. The women don't care nothing about what you're talking about, Miss Shayna. Huh? Continuing.
y'all, but let me know in the comments. I've never had a problem that a man got me out of.
Okay, y'all. You have never had a problem that a man hasn't gotten you out of. But that sounds good, Miss Shayna. But the average man spends $5,000 to $12,000 more per year when in relationship. By the way, Miss Shayna, this is from 8 at the Table. This is from their Instagram page, but they got the information from Lending Tree. So, Miss Shayna, you trying to tell me you know better than Lending Tree? Uh-oh. So a man has never gotten you out of a problem. Miss Shayna, have you ever considered that you're an asshole? Huh? The average man spends $5,000 to $12,000 more per year when in relationship. Also, a disproportionate number of black women are kinless as they age. Advocates say they deserve a social safety net too. Shayna, you said a man has never gotten you out of a problem. This is saying that as black kinless women age, they need a social safety net, which somewhat implies that because they're kinless, they need the social safety net, which means they don't got no man. They don't got no man. They might have never had a real marriage relationship, so they don't have no kids. So they're kinless. You know, a man would have fixed all of that. You would have got married to him. You would have had kids. He would have passed more than likely before you. You would have got his pension, his 401k. Maybe y'all would have paid off a house. Y'all would have had the kids, so maybe you could have moved in with one of the kids. You see how that works, Miss Shayna? All of that fixing. Remember, y'all, Miss Shayna's supposed to be the smart one. Huh? Remember, y'all, Shayna's supposed to be a smart one. Exactly, Compassionate. And Compassionate says, well, that just told us everything we needed to know. You're a femcel, ma'am. And bro, I think we established that when I covered something from her from earlier this year, or that was sometime maybe mid to early. Actually, how long ago was that? No, I think I covered something from Miss Shayna maybe mid last year. It's been a while. Huh? It's been a while. Huh? Yikes. Once again, Miss Shayna is an outlier, doing way too much talking. Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. 23% of young black women now identify as bisexual. Yes, Miss Shayna, that's what your type of rhetoric leads to with your fake empowerment language. That's what it leads to. Just co-munching. No wonder you had to make sure you mentioned the LGBTQ in the beginning of the conversation. You had to. What choice do you have? Huh? The women are tired of your crap, Miss Shayna. They truly are.
I don't need a man. Okay, sis. Good for you. I do. I absolutely do. I don't like carrying my own groceries. I don't like pumping my own gas. I don't want to drive myself around anymore. I don't like sleeping alone. I don't want to have to figure everything out on my own. I absolutely do need a man. Where's he at?
Shout out to Destro. Miss Shayna, that sounds like a whole lot of fixing. You said there's not a problem you've been in that a man has helped you with or fixed. Miss Shayna, she said she need a man to fix all them problems. She don't want to carry her own groceries. That's fixing a problem, Miss Shayna. She don't want to drive. That's fixing a problem, Miss Shayna. She's looking for a man to fix some problems, Miss Shayna. And you're telling her to not do that for your gender war. For your gender war. You're telling her not to seek out a man, probably black man. She gonna probably end up with a black man. For your gender war, Miss Shayna, the outliers are doing too much talking. Miss Shayna, they telling you to shut the hell up, Miss Shayna.
Y'all want to come in my comments talking about male-centered, decenter men. You know who I'm decentering? You bitch. I'm decentering you bitch think that all women should think like you. I'm decentering you fake ass girl ass bitch. I am decentering you because you're the problem. For my life and my experiences, you have always been the problem.
Miss Shayna, they saying women like you have always been the problem, and I think this is a perfect comment. Compassionate says, if no man's ever helped you do anything, you're invisible, obscure, or irrelevant, which is women's deepest fear. So I get it, sis. Misery loves company. And isn't that all it is? While she's trying to frame it like like this is some empowering thing, female liberation talk, autonomy talk, freedom talk. You know how they like to frame it. Huh? All that fake ass empowerment talk. Yawn. And Red Falls Black says, and thank you for the comment, the super chat, Red Falls Black. And he says, BGS, quote unquote, the welfare cliff is a telling lecture on what has. I'm gonna link it. And thank you, Red Falls Black. And I remember that. And he says, BGS, quote unquote, the welfare cliff is a telling lecture on what has happened and is now being taken away. Right. And thank you for the super chat, Red Falls Black. And thank you for reminding me of that. I will link it. If I can remember, I will link it and we'll put it as homework for this stream. And thank you for that. Right. I had to cover this, popped up in my timeline and I thought it was important. And I really detest the way she framed what that brother was saying in the beginning. Shout out to all of you that's catching this a little late. Catch it on the replay. You'll listen. You can hear what, or you can click the link. Yeah. And you can hear what she has a problem with, especially the way he ended it. Right. Even if I was supposed to be, even if I was extremely generous and said, okay, in the beginning he started off a little rocky, but he tied it up in a nice bow at the end. Especially when he emphasized that this, man would take care of this woman. And it just speaks to women like Miss Shayna would much rather other women suffer. Shout out to Louis for the thumbnail. That's exactly what it is. Suffer in silence for my gender war. And I want y'all to appreciate, Shayna got a bunch of this type of stuff on her channel. She's not as bad all the way as a Paris Milan every 5 seconds screaming femicide, and over every corner is some old black man preying on some underage black girl. She's not all the way there with it yet, but all she has is these kind of weirdo stories. And so I had to cover this. And once again, Red Falls Black, thank you for the super chat. But we're in a place now. It really is becoming more and more evident that either, if this is not tinfoil conspiracy theorists, conspiracy theory, better yet, population controlled stuff, these people are perfectly okay with watching ADOS go extinct for their gender war, or watching Black Americans population dwindle to a trickle because of their gender war, particularly against black men. Miss Shayna, you went to Spain, ma'am. And I don't know if you're still there. You end up becoming celibate in Spain, of all places. The European white country with white men running around the place. Spanish-speaking white men. Huh? With a little bit of Berber blood. And definitely African blood somewhere in there. And yet, you were in Spain and you end up being celibate because of failed situationships or relationships or whatever the hell. Ma'am, have you ever considered it's you? And so now you want to have a big tent, a big party with other broken women, and you want to encourage other women to hold the line for your gender war? Ma'am, you couldn't make it work across the Atlantic. You're in a whole other continent. You couldn't make it work with men. And somehow it's men's fault. And you use a black man, and you try to make it seem like he's celebrating. Well, there might be some celebration, but he explains it. And he definitely puts a nice bow at the end. And you still found a way to frame that in a negative way, in a negative light. Yeah, Compassion, I think you're right. I think this is a femcel. We got a level 7 femcel over here. Huh? We got a level 7 femcel over here. This is level 7. 10 levels, this is level 7 femcel. And Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat, they put on acrylic glasses and think they're the next Dave Chappelle. You know, I think the Shaynas of the world, however they come to this conclusion, however they rationalize it to themselves, they convince themselves they're looking out for black women. They convince themselves that they see something that other black women don't see. Similar could be said about us in the black manosphere. The fundamental difference is that we don't actually encourage black men to stay single and just, if that's what you want to do, that's a different conversation. But we don't tell black men to stay single and lean on community of men. Now, the reason why we don't say that, number one, it sounds LGBTQ as hell, right? And it reminds me of why I say community so much, because she literally said it. Number one, it sounds LGBTQ as hell. Number two, companionship is important. Number three, we appreciate that men want to be with women. That's why we say passport bros. That's why we say SYSBM. If you can't find you a black woman who will be on your program in the US, then you might want to date out in the US. If other American women are a bit too much, they're not on your program, they're a little too salty, then make sure you can afford it, get your passport, and get the hell up out of here. The Miss Shaynas of the world went all the way to Spain, across the Atlantic, one of the OG colonizing countries. And she couldn't make it work with a more than likely Spaniard man. But you could tell why, because of the way, listen to her speak. Listen to the way she speaks and tell me, how would she ever make it work with a man? Who? Huh? And once again, Els, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right? Let me see. Did we finish? I don't think we finished. Let's see if we gonna finish that out. Here we go.
I've only had problems that men have put me into. And it's conversations like this that are happening online that really further reiterate to me that while there is an objective physical reality that we are living in, there are several tiers of intellectual realities of, like, do we all understand? Are we all seeing the same thing? There are several tiers that you have to have enough critical thinking to tap into. And a lot of people, I didn't realize how many. Every time I log onto the internet, I am shocked and appalled. Grabbing my grandmother's pearls, which honestly I left in the United States with my mom. I probably should have packed those. Anyway, I am just like, Jesus. Devonte Christ Jr. the third. What is happening?
Z, did you unmute? I unmuted. I needed a moment. Is this supposed to be funny? I know, like, I'm a black man and it's not meant for me, and you know I wouldn't get it anyway. I get it. I get it. I get it. It's like this black girl sass thing, right? But was this supposed to be funny? Like, I know we got a lady in the chat, and I don't really want to call her out, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Toya, is this is funny to y'all? This is, I mean, and I think it's because it's her too. Like I can imagine a sister from around the way, a sister from the hood saying this, and in a weird way, I think I might receive it better because it kind of goes with it, and she probably would deliver it better, and it might actually be funny. Or even if it's not funny to me, I can understand the humor in it. You ever get those jokes where it's like it wasn't funny to you, but you definitely get it. It just didn't tickle your funny bone. It didn't tickle your funny bone, but you could definitely see the like all the formula is there for the funny. It just wasn't funny to you. So if other people are laughing, you could get it, but it was just not funny to you. But everything, all the ingredients for funny are there. It just wasn't that funny to you. It didn't tickle your funny bone. But like this doesn't even do that. It's just meh. Is it Z? Am I being petty? I'm really not trying to be petty. Not for this. Huh? Wow. Like I get it. I don't know if this is like the camaraderie speak with other women, other black women. This is black women definitely speak. Yawn. I'm not even one of those people that say it's people shouldn't have their own lingo and talk. I expect black women to sound like black women and have their whole black women lingo thing. None of my business. Like kind of my business because I'm black, but like none of my business. With that, really, like I've heard black women kind of go down this lane, but it was way funnier because maybe they're just way funny. Maybe they're more interesting. Ooh, goddamn. Huh? Like I get how is Mr. Z saying this? Because I'm really trying not to be petty. I don't think she's uninteresting. Huh? I don't think Miss Shayna's dumb. I don't think she's slow. I think she's a broken ass woman who is building reasons and justifications for why she's single. And she has this whole YouTube page of nothing but fear mongering crap for other women. But it's really not about them. It's about her and her narrative. Huh? And this is how she gets a sense of self, a sense of power over her own destiny, over her own love life or lack thereof. When you let these people talk long enough, that's why Mr. Z says let them talk. You get it. When you let them talk long enough, they're going to say it. Many of them are just going to come out and say it. Miss Shayna was in Spain and became celibate in Spain. Miss Shayna, were you messing with a black man from America or from the UK or from anywhere that ended up in Spain? Or were you messing with one of the locals and it didn't work? And so that's when you decided to go celibate because you couldn't make it work with black men over here in America. You wasn't going to make it work with the masses of white men in America. You took your ass to Spain and it still didn't work with one of the Spaniards across the goddamn Atlantic. Is that what happened, Miss Shayna? No? This is exactly what I'm saying. And Compassion says narrative crafting for ego protection. Bless her heart. Huh? Ah. Indigo with Indigo with the new excuse me, y'all. Indigo with the new words. Indigo says, let's babble. You know, it does sound like someone who maybe wouldn't be opposed to political lesbianism for real. Right? Because like all the ingredients are there. Talking about ingredients earlier, all the ingredients are there. You might as well start munching on another woman, Miss Shayna. Like I don't know if she's still on the celibate journey. Maybe, maybe not. But Miss Shayna, with this type of talk, you might as well be on the, you know, as Mr. Z says, on and off switch motion and alphabets. On and off switch motion really does the trick. That's really the one. That's the one right there. That's the one. You'll know what Mr. Z is talking about when you do it, right? You might as well, Miss Shayna, the way you talking. I'm all for it. Look, black women talk so crazy about black men and this LGBTQ thing. I'm all about encouraging them to do what a lot of them are doing anyway. On the low, 23% of young black women now identify as bisexual. Miss Shayna, you might as well. I'm certain Miss Shayna is over the age of 30. Miss Shayna, you might as well. Huh? And Grab Second Gear says, hold up. So she's single in Spain, also halfway around the world. I don't know if she's still in Spain. But I'm covering a video from her, I want to say sometime last year. It might have been earlier this year. Mr. Z's sense of time is all type of messed up for that type of stuff. But it might have been last year, 2024. And she gave the story. I might even still have it saved somewhere. Where I think she decided to go celibate in Spain because men aren't acting right type thing. And Mr. Z would love to know if that's a Spaniard in Spain that she was with, or if it was a someone from another country that's not black that she was with in Spain and it didn't work out, or if it was a black man from America. I doubt it. Yeah. Compassion says, and that's only 23% of women who admitted it on a survey. It's at least double in real life. Look, I do think this is what liberation looks like to black women. Like, y'all hear Mr. Z say that, but really sit with that. I really think everything you see black women engaging in, from the foul mouth to the tattoos to the bonnets to the weave to the lashes, to the overweight, all of it screams what they see as liberatory. It's them doing whatever they want to do to the full-on extent. That's why Mr. Z say negative liberty. When you have no constraints, no restraints, and you don't care about anyone's opinion, or you gonna push that envelope every single time. How could you not be overweight? How could you not have the highlighter weave and the super long nails? Foul mouth. Huh? How could you not? Tatted from neck to toe. How could you not? Huh? Bonnet on. Huh? Septum ring, nose ring, eyebrow piercing, tongue ring. Shout out to 36 Mafia. But yeah. Huh? How could you not? If you swear by negative liberty, this was always going to be a thing. This was always going to happen. Huh? Els, I saw it in Els says, add oversized glasses to that list. It's a thing. No, I see a lot of people wearing oversized glasses. That's not even just a kind of this septum ring theory thing. I see the conservatives wearing it, white people, black people, all of this is like, it's like we just fell right back in the 80s with the big, huge, At first, I thought it was just going to be a slightly oversized, maybe 10 or so odd years ago. You saw the bigger glasses. It was a little bit longer than that. You saw the bigger glasses come back in style instead of kind of rectangular style glasses that we had in the late 90s, early 2000s type thing, right? 2013, 2012-ish, 2014-ish is when the bigger glasses start to come into style, and then they just got increasingly bigger over time, and so now we got glasses like what she got, right? So yeah, no news podcast is anti-black male uniform. I'm saying though, and then is that a dashiki she wearing on top of that? For only you, I know it may not show it so well on the picture, but if you click the link in the description box, you'll see it. Huh? Oh man, so let's try to finish this out. There y'all go.
Oh, if only people read more. But also, regarding these SNAP benefits, I really want us to talk about this for a quick second. I'll include a link below that is mentioned right over here. Federal judge has blocked the Trump administration from suspending SNAP benefits. Just one day before SNAP benefits were set to lapse, U.S. District Judge John McConnell in Rhode Island ordered the Department of Agriculture to distribute SNAP benefits owed to recipients as soon as possible. Ruling in favor of a group of cities and community organizations that sued over the cuts, McConnell said that the Trump administration's USDA must fund SNAP using money in a contingency fund. He added, if the department finds that the money in the contingency fund is insufficient, then the agency must use the funding sources to make those payments. Continuing on, there is no doubt that the $6 billion in contingency funds are appropriated funds that are without a doubt necessary to carry out the program's operation, McConnell said in his ruling. The shutdown of the government through funding does not do away with SNAP. It just does away with the funding of it. That was a burp, so sorry. There could be no greater necessity than the prohibition across the board of funds for the program's operations. McConnell asked the administration for an update on the SNAP funding by Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time. And that seems to be Monday the 3rd. November 3rd. Now, there are multiple reasons to not be talking to men during this time. A big one, while you were in the United States, this is a prime example. Something's happening outside. Oh, I think something.
This is a good reason. Well, she said prime reason, good reason to not be talking to men at this time. Wait a minute. Did I just hear 4B stuff again for the 1,000,000th time? Are you okay? Jesus Christ, these people are the weirdos. Stone cold weirdos. This is a good, ma'am. I don't know if women could actually afford to not talk to men in real life. Huh? That sounds nice. Unattached black women are the poorest group of people on the goddamn in the country, ma'am. I was gonna say on the planet, but that's a whole different conversation. Unattached black women are the poorest group of people in America, madam. What are you talking about? Not talk to men. Yo, whose man's is this? Whoever niece this is, girl cousin this is, could you tell her? Does she know what she's talking about? This sounds nice. Oh, this sounds empowering. This is not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to feel good. Shout out to the Monsters Ball. This is not about making sense now, is it, Miss Shayna? This is about feeling good. Miss Shayna, women like you, when don't you think it's a good time to not talk to men? No matter how much the masses of women are struggling keeping up with your crap gender war. When don't you think it's a good time? It's a real question. Huh? Continuing.
Sorry, elevator. I need to stay focused. ADHD. One of two things is going to happen. Either the federal government will agree, oh, well, you know what, we should not be suspending SNAP benefits. We will listen to a federal judge and we will reinstate this. It is unconstitutional for us to behave this way. Here are your foods and your resources, people of the United States that have been paying taxes into this. Or they will say, no, federal judge, we don't want to listen to you. We'll do what we want. No food and resources for the people that have been paying taxes into this. Now, if the second thing happens, that's just further evidence that there is no system of checks and balances in the United States, that we are truly living in a authoritarian dictatorship at this point, which I mean we are, it's just more evidence of that, which would then give the administration more boldness to take that same action and enforce it further. So just to wrap up this video, when I say decenter men, I mean that with my chest, but as you decenter men, you need to
She really said decenter men. Oh man. Oh. See, I listened to the first maybe 2 minutes of her commentary earlier, give or take. I didn't catch all of this. So that was genuine. Decenter men. So it really is scorched earth, whatever happened to me or didn't happen with me and some man. I need all women to rally with me. I'm not going to talk about that in particular. I'm going to make it seem like this is some female empowerment, decenter men talk. Yeah, about that. Huh? Once again, Indigo says, let's babble. Decenter men. I can't disagree with you on this one, Indigo. Not at all. You ain't getting no debate from me on this one. None. And by the way, we putting that in the book. Put it in the book. Let's babble. Shout out to Edward Anderson with B Babble. We got a new one for the book. Let's babble. And that's all Miss Shayna is engaging in. Let's babble. Whether she's a card-carrying LGBTQ person or not, and I'm not going to put that on her. We don't know. Whether she's a card-carrying LGBTQ person or not, this talk is definitely, as Indigo says, let's babble. So Shayna is just continuing a long line of this type of talk coming out of the 60s, definitely the 70s and 80s. This kind of pseudo weird, same-sex loving, fake faux empowerment, black women swaggy, struggle sass talk. No? Struggle stoic, struggle sass, struggle smug talk. Now, once again, Miss Shayna in particular could be doing okay in life. She could be doing better than okay in life. But the masses of black women in America are not. I would argue the masses of black women who listen to Shayna are not. They're not doing okay. They're not okay financially. And Shayna still encourages them with, as Indigo says, let's babble. Huh? And Compassion says, so the solution to tearing down the authoritarian dictatorship is to, quote unquote, decenter men, question mark. Now I see why no revolutions were spearheaded by women. Yeah, well, they thought this is temper tantrum talk. This is resentful, bitter talk. Don't let her delivery and that nerdy voice. Don't let it get y'all caught up. This is loser talk, y'all. As I've said before, I think it's a good time for me to say it on this stream. No matter how educated they are, no matter how well spoken they are, right? How resourceful they are, for people in general, women specifically, including black women, all of that go out the window when we start speaking about intimacy, sex, men, relationships, roles, gender roles, etc., etc. Everybody, namely women's sense, goes out the window, and that's if they had the sense in the first place, and that's debatable. Out the window. Huh? Listen to Shayna speak. You could tell she's not unintelligent. Somewhere in the ether is KMS saying she's stupid, Z. Stupid! Right? She's not unintelligent. This is just, as Indigo said earlier, lesbabble, political lesbianism talk, political single talk. And of course, you better believe if it's a black woman, she gonna frame it as some faux empowerment talk, fake empowerment talk, liberatory talk. Huh? Dizzy says, if they can't win, they want nobody to win. Children. Hey, black women are the only one on that type of time. I'm looking at you, every white person on planet Earth practically. Ooh, goddamn. Damn, Z. Really? I'm just saying. Definitely white Americans. Yeah. They not the black women not the only one that feel like that. Black women in America are not the only one. There's a whole lot of people. If I can't win, torch it to the ground. If I even look like I'm gonna lose, torch it. Ashes everywhere. Lauren said, so she's not ignorant, just stupidity. Look, y'all ain't gonna get Z to say stupid. Shout out to KMS somewhere in the ether saying stupid, Z. She's stupid. Right? With that, yeah. This is not ignorance. This is resentment. This is faux empowerment. This is less talk, less babble, as Indigo said. Yeah. Compassion says the title to this chapter of feminism will be called a zero-sum game. Yeah. Because I don't think she really appreciates how many, I said it earlier, how much of black women's progress over the past few decades, and women's progress, to be fair, over the past few decades was built over the largesse of the system. And the system really doing a number on the boys and the men to make space for the girls and the women so that you could get that equality. Miss Shayna, let me say it because I didn't say this whole stream. Much of the reason why women, in particular black women, are being left out to dry is because y'all didn't hold out into the bargain. Y'all were supposed to still get married and have 2.3 kids. Miss Shayna, y'all don't got 2.3 kids, Miss Shayna. Y'all didn't get married, Miss Shayna. Y'all didn't go into the difficult fields, Miss Shayna. Not in enough numbers anyway. Shayna, the equality, y'all was supposed to hold up your end of the deal. Go to university and college, not just for the social sciences. Mr. Z's not against the social sciences, but for the hard stuff, the math, the science, STEM. You were supposed to still get married and have your 2.3 kids. And too many women, that includes black women, Miss Shayna, did not do that. And so the white men, mainly racist white men, said, I bet we got sun for that ass. And JD Vance just walked into the room. Oof. Huh? And there you go. Huh? Not only the white men, but the almost whites. He's not almost white. The wannabe whites. There you go, Z. Sagar and Jetty just walked into the room. Well, damn. Huh? Continuing.
chest. But as you decenter men, you need to have something else to center. Now, sure, you can center yourself. It is a more Western way of thinking, but you can center yourself. I suggest strong center community. Center community.
Community. I've been saying it. Look, Mr. Z gonna say I told you so like a zillion times this stream. I've been telling y'all the community. She's Z, you tongue tied. She said center community. She said center community, everyone. Wow. Let's play this clip for her again because maybe she don't get it.
Personally, I am done with all women-centered events in 2025. The women empowerment brunches, lunches, the ladies' nights, I'm just gonna take a pause. Like, I need enough. I have my sisterhood. Of course, I'm open to making new friends, but there's other ways to do that and to spend my money. Like, where's the...
Miss Shayna, oh, I got more of that.
Okay, I have one more thought that I have to get up as the sun is rising. Okay. Sometimes we lie to ourselves. And I've been doing that for quite some time now. And I am 32 this year. And it's almost the end of the year, so I'll be 33. And I'm just not about to go into 33 lying. So I'm going to be one of the first hard up type of women to admit that I want a man. I may actually need a man. That feels so disempowering sometimes to say in 2025. And people make you feel like, oh, you're weak. It's like, fuck it. I want a man. I don't necessarily... Yes.
Shayna, they can't take it no more with your decenter men talk. They're dying. They're horny. They're horny as hell. They're lonely. Huh? She's 33 years old, Miss Shayna. She can't take it no more with your decenter men talk. She ain't trying to get munched on by another woman. She definitely ain't trying to be munching. Shayna, she can't take it anymore. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Miss Shayna, she can't take it anymore. Huh? Shayna, she was able to hold out until the age of 33. She can't do it no more, Shayna. Huh? Shayna, this lady had 2 kids and she held out for a decade longer. She can't do it no more either.
I'm still single. So my thing is this. I never thought that I would be 43 and never been married, not engaged, not a prospect, not nothing. And I now understand those church women. Now, I don't actively go to church at the moment. Preferably. But I think I understand. I think I understand. Now that my daughter's in college, my son lives with his dad, I'm the only one here. And I work all day and I come home to a peaceful house with no one here. And you see people's marriages, and I'm an Uber driver. I'm taking couples on dates and all of that good stuff. I had a guy in my car today that was surprising his wife and taking her to Italy and Paris. And I was just like, huh. Like, it's not about the things that he said. It's about the fact that he loves his wife. And I was just like, dang, was I like a terrible person in a former life? Like, was I horrible in my youth? Like, how come I'm not lovable? I've had men tell me that they love me, and I've had guys say they wanted to marry me, all of that good stuff, but I'm still single. And I come home alone. And I understand that I have the Lord. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, that doesn't stop the fact that I understand those church women now. I understand when a fine man walk in, it's every woman for herself. Like, I get it. It's not a good feeling. to be older and you see people around you celebrating their 10th, 15th, 20th, 30th anniversary, and you're like, yeah, I haven't made it more than 6 months. So I don't know. That's my TED Talk for today. I don't know if anybody else understands those church mothers and those church women that we always talk about, but we mess around and become one of them. So yeah, Lord, let's go through this process, because I'm ready to be a wife now.
Shayna, 2 kids. Shayna. Once her house got empty, she couldn't do it no more. She's breaking. She's not even breaking. She's broken. In other words, let's give her all of it. She was a good mom. She was involved with the children. Now that the son lived with his dad, daughter away to school. Now she in that house by herself. She's Ubering, which speaks to maybe some financial issues, but we're gonna leave that alone. And the Ubering and shepherding people to and fro, right? And hearing the stories, she can't take it, Shayna. That decenter men talk sound nice, Shayna. It sounds empowering, Shayna. The women can't do it, Shayna. Black women can't do it no more with y'all fake ass doing too much talking, outlier ass women. They can't take it no more with the faux empowerment. The community talk. Community! Huh? Yikes. My name is my name says she heard Italy and now she want a man. Exactly. Exactly. Meanwhile, Miss Shayna would tell her, lean on community. Huh? Community. Oh, Jesus Christ. Continuing.
Especially. That is all for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and stay safe out there.
All right, y'all. So we came to an end. Okay. All right, everyone. So Mr. Z tortured y'all for about 2 hours of that. Well, less than 2 hours because I had commentary about something else earlier. But yeah. Oh boy. We cover this because of what the thumbnail said. Shout out to all of you that see the thumbnail. Suffer in silence for my gender war. I played the clips I played because I needed Miss Shayna to appreciate how this lands on Black women. It sounds good, but they struggling out here.
I'm tired of living alone. I'm tired of this like hyper independent lifestyle that I have created for myself. I don't know if I feel like a while ago it was a flex if you lived alone, right? If you were a woman who like paid all your bills and did everything for yourself, it was definitely a flex and it was something that I aspired for. I blame myself. I thought that I wanted to live alone. I thought that I wanted all this responsibility.
Shayna, they can't do it anymore, Shayna. Do you appreciate all the videos I played were before now? These are like a year or two old, 6, 7, 9 months old. Yeah, Shayna. They couldn't deal with that a year ago, 2 years ago. You think these ladies could deal with it now? You telling the to decenter men now to lean on community now? A community of what? Other Black women now? For your empowerment language? For your concepts of liberation and liberatory and I don't need no man? Not even I don't need a man. I don't need no man? Huh? Yikes. And let's read this. And Otis says, Did you see the thread of black women who was begging for money from men they just met? Screenshots on screenshots. Funniest thread I ever seen. I think you wanted to say they real broke. Send me the link. Send me the link in to my email. Um, yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. But I'm not surprised. Look, man, times are tough. Times are tough. We know about the fake job applications, ghost jobs, as they say. We know automations is putting a foot in people's ass. Machine learning is putting its foot in people's ass. We know we appreciate this. And Shayna is telling black women to decenter men. Huh? Shayna is telling black women to decenter men and to lean on community of other women, namely black women, at this time. Ah, huh? So, on that note, everyone, I just want to come to y'all with this. Shayna, you are a bad actor, lady. You are a bad actor. The brother said, "You know what? Well, let's do that because I want y'all to hear the beginning. For those of you that came in a little bit later, let's see if we could play that beginning again, and then we'll end out. Here we go.
Okay, watch this video, then we'll talk.
Man, I'm really glad that these food stamps are being taken away because, you know, that shit was all that government assistance shit was designed to keep the black man out of the household anyway. That was the incentive. Don't have a man in the house, and these women get to have the government assistance. All that money in food stamps, feeling like they don't need a man. I'm glad that food stamps still gone. Now the average guy that makes $40,000 to maybe $50,000 a year, it will be appreciated and loved on more now. Yeah, all that $100,000 stuff, yeah, that stuff ain't never made sense. You know what I'm saying? It's possible for a man to make that, but the average guy ain't making it. Maybe the average guy can get some love now, man. Thank you, Trump. The average man can get some love now. But these women, man, have become so delusional over these past few years, it don't even make no sense, man. I'm glad they're taking these food stamps away. I'm 100%, like, I'm really utterly I'm in bliss right now. Like, I'm glad they're taking it away. Maybe the average man can get some love now. Yeah. Go text Bob the electrician back, love. He waiting on you, and he gonna treat you right.
So this is going to be a two-part.
So, in other words, what he's saying is he's tired of taxpayer dollars subsidizing women's delusion. And Shayna decided that that was a problem. And she gave, and Mr. Z gave her 2 hours, so being a whole hypocrite here. So she gave a whole 10-minute commentary on a brother pretty much saying, okay, now that the government is no longer subsidizing your delusion, can we have an honest conversation now? And then he ends it out once again in a nice, neat bow, gift wrapping and all, by saying, go text back Bob the electrician. He waiting on you, and he gonna take good care of you. And he didn't say it in a sarcastic way or a mean way or a snarky way or a funny way. He wasn't being petty when he said that. Okay, let's call a thing a thing. Low-key, that brother was begging. Jesus Christ. Shayna, you are such a bad actor. That man low-key saying, okay, now that the government ain't subsidizing your delusion, now you go ahead and give Bob the electrician a phone call and get on his program. Because that $100,000 stuff ain't never made any sense. It's delusional. And now your delusions aren't being subsidized. Now can we have an honest conversation? And go ahead and text back or call back Bob the electrician, and he gonna take good care of you. And he didn't. The man wasn't even talking on some sexual type of thing either. Wow, Shayna, you okay? Are you okay? Huh? Wow. So I wanted to play that again for y'all who didn't catch it in the beginning. So y'all could that is Mr. Z, a whole hypocrite, because I did 2 hours on this damn thing. But that is what her whole 10-minute commentary was on. That's what she had a problem with. That's what she didn't use the word dusty, but essentially that's what she was calling this man dusty for. That's what she was framing, like he was preying on black women's downfall. You mean preying on black women's downfall because them being above or higher or whatever the hell you want to frame it as was them living off the largesse of others? Do you even appreciate what you're saying here? We'll pause right there, everyone. We'll pause right there. Shout out to all of y'all that listened. I had to cover this. I think somebody earlier said, "Where do you get these people from, Z?" Look, these are real ass black women. Once again, like I told y'all, we're gonna have to start checking them AIs, checking for AI stuff. But these are real black women, everyone. Real black women talking crazy. Educated, not educated, dark skin, light skin, heavy set, slim, attractive, not attractive, East Coast, West Coast, down South, Midwest, Pacific Northwest. These are black women, everyone. Foreign, ADOS, FBA, child of immigrants. These are black women, everyone. With the BS. With the BS. Right? So on that note, we'll pause right here, everyone. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God. All right, y'all. Y'all got 2 hours out of Z. All right, y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Mr. Z out.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.